Hello everyone, let's talk about tools we'll be using. The first one, of course, will be Angular, specifically Angular 2. So in this course, by the time it's recording, Angular 2 has been officially published for a couple of months, so things should be pretty mature out there and we can directly use it. And if you're not familiar with Angular 2, that's okay. You can browse through the quick start guide to get some feeling what Angular 2 looks like, and then there'll be some guide to develop some of the basic tutorial like this hero editor, and we can browse a live example. So by the time you finish this tutorial, you should pretty much get what you need for this course in terms of Angular 2 part. Okay, and then we'll be using TypeScript. So basically TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript ES6, and it's a free open source programming language developed by Microsoft. So as you can see, TypeScript and Angular 2 is pretty much like a teamwork between Google and Microsoft, two of the giants in software industry. And let me try to find a good picture to represent the relationship between JavaScript. So we have the ES5, which is the basic JavaScript we refer to, and then we have ES6, that is the latest specification of Java so far, and a lot of browser hasn't supported yet, but we can use workaround and things to make it work. Okay, and then the TypeScript is a superset of ES6. Basically, what it means is that whatever Java 6, ES6 will work in TypeScript. Besides that, there are some other features like typing. You can create classes and stuff. And then, in order to edit, TypeScript or Angular 2, we need a text editor. A lot of times people have their own preference for a text editor, so I'll be using Sublime in this course. So Sublime is a very nice text editor that has a lot of third-party plugins, and you can download it for free to use, but it can also donate or buy the license to use it. If you don't buy it, that's okay. It's just a lot of times we save the text, it will pop up a little window asking whether you're gonna buy it or not. If you don't want to buy it, you can just cancel it. But if you are able to buy it, I would recommend it, to buy and support the website. Another tool that you can use is called Atom. So this is a text editor developed by GitHub team, and it has a lot of features and third-party plugins as well, and it's pretty nice to use, and it supports TypeScript as well, so you can choose whatever you like. So whatever text editor you use, make sure that when you download it and you want to install the TypeScript plugin, for example for Sublime, you can just install the TypeScript package like described here, or you can just directly go to some other tutorials to tell you how to install. Basically what you need to do is just go to a package and install this package. Okay, and beyond that, we're gonna use some other Angular tools. For example, we're gonna use Angular CLI, which pretty much become a standard, or is becoming a standard for Angular 2 development. Okay, there'll be a lot of tutorials and it's easy to use. It has Webpack and all kinds of features incorporated, so it's very nice to use if you want to develop a new project. Okay, and another tool is the Angular 2 Material, which is the official CSS framework developed by Angular team. So basically you have a bunch of components that you can directly use, It's still under development as we are still in the early phase of this framework. But you can see we already have like 7,800 stars on this. So for this material framework, it will probably be the trend in the future. So we have some of the usage as well in this course. Another thing we're going to use is, of course, we're going to have a very famous and popular Bootstrap. So this is one of the most popular framework out there. We're going to use that as well, so that if you don't have any experience using Bootstrap, you'll get exposed to it. And then you want to make sure you have Node.js installed. Node.js has a lot of usage, and the latest one is 6.10. And when you install Node.js, it comes with the npm as well. So the version that I have is Node version is 6.9 and npm 3.10. So if you don't have the latest one, especially you have versions before 6 for Node, you want to update it, okay? So I recommend it to just install the latest one, as it also comes with the npm, which will be used throughout the course. The next thing we're gonna do, of course, is we use Java 8. If you don't have Java 8 JDK, download and install. I would just urge you to do that. It's very easy. Just go to Oracle's website, and there are two parts. One is the kit part, and the other is demos. Basically, you want to just go to kit part and choose the corresponding, system install file. If you're using Windows, you can use this one. If you're using Mac, you can use this one. Linux, you can use others. So basically, you just need to install Java 8 and make sure your configuration, environmental configuration is done as well. So this is very basic, and there are so many tutorials out there. You can just follow those tutorials online to figure it out. And after that, we'll be using for backend, we're going to use the Spring framework, which is the most popular or the standard for Java web development. So Spring has a lot of project and its ecosystem. Specifically in our course, we're going to be using Spring framework and Spring Boot and Spring Data, Spring Security, etc. Okay, so you can find all kinds of information for each project and the reference documentations and APIs, which are very, very helpful if you don't have any knowledge on Spring, or even if you have knowledge, people constantly come back and refer to the documentation. And also we'll be using Hibernate as well. So this Hibernate basically is a ORM tool, or object relational mapping tool, that is widely used as the persistent layer between Java classes and databases. Okay, so if you want to become a Java developer, this is a must. You have to understand this. All right. So basically, Hibernate or ORM is an object relational mapping tool for Java programming language. It provides a framework for mapping an object around a domain model to a relational database. That's the major purpose. Okay, so Hibernate solves the object relational impedance mismatch problems by replacing direct persistent database access with high-level object handling functions. And Spring Data basically is built on Hibernate, which makes it easier to be used. We'll see this throughout the course. And after that, we'll talk about the tools we use for editing our backend or Java part. So we use Eclipse. It's free, open source. It's very popular and easy to use. So if you don't have Eclipse installed, you can just go ahead and download. The latest one is the Neon version. You can just go ahead and download that. So this is the standard edition, and the one that I use is the EE version, Well, it doesn't really matter. You just choose whatever you like. If you want to follow my instruction, you can just use the EE developers. And another tool that I personally like very much, or actually a lot of people would like to try out, is the IntelliJ tool. So this is a pretty powerful and very convenient to use Java development environment. It's just I think personally like to use it, but the problem is you have to pay amount of fee to use. Unless you are a student, you can send them through your student account or student email, because they have a program to let student to use them for free. So if you have your student account and email, you can just contact them, and then they'll probably just give you a free license. Usually use a 1 year or something, and you probably can use other products rather than just IntelliJ as well. And besides that, we're gonna use MyCircle, which is a very popular and useful, open source database. So basically, if you don't have the MyCircle installed, you just go ahead to its web page, and you're gonna download the MyCircle Community Edition here, and choose the community server and download it. Okay. If you're using Windows, choose the Windows version and download it, or you can just that's the installer MSI. If you're using different version, say Mac, you can just download the Mac package to install it, the DMG file, or some other like Ubuntu Linux. So I'm gonna just skip the installation part. And next thing is you need the MySQL database tool. If you're using Windows, I can recommend you to use this MyCircle Workbench, which is developed by developed by Oracle, and it's open source to use. It's free to use. Some people like it, some people don't like it, but I'll be using this throughout the course. If you are using Mac, I suggest you can take a look at this one, Circle Pro, which is a very nice MySQL database tool. It's free to use, but of course, if you want to donate to support development, that's good as well. The only problem is that this is only for Mac. Okay, it doesn't have any Windows version. Okay. I think that's pretty much for the tools we're gonna be using in our course. Okay, so this is this introduction to the tools we use, and you see there are a lot of interesting and good tools we'll be looking at. So hopefully we'll be enjoying it together. All right. So see you guys in the next video.